take a look at these. This is the Maytag G108. It's not mine. Who's bought it, but obviously it resides here for now. Don't know how long, probably forever. But let's plug that in. And if I take to rinse, it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Nothing. Right, so if I get my... Give me 2 seconds. Right. There is no... Oh, wait. There's nothing from there at all. So, the problem actually just lies in the plug somewhere. That looks like an easy fix then. Right. And then we've got this. The matching dryer, which I'm going to show you. I'll turn it on. Right. Nice drum. And then this is it. This is the only problem, so we can't run it properly. How's this lift up? I can't remember. It flicks out, but the ignition is under there. This is a gas dryer, and unfortunately we don't have any gas connections whatsoever here. I've got gas central heating, but if I was to do it here, I'd have to get a connection in. So unfortunately I can't run it. But we're hoping one Luke sorts his life out somewhere, and when these are plumbed in, you'll have a gas connection to do so. But I can show you it working. Ready? So we're on air fluff. If actually off. There's no clicking about things from. I can't hear a click. It's a nice little push start thing, it's cool. Go off! There we go. And the timer also works as well. You release the timer and it counts down. Pretty cool like that. The dryer works, the washer doesn't work currently, but that might work in about 2 seconds. Or 3 seconds. Let me have a look at the plug. Yeah, you see, this helps when there is a fuse. Now, has this been just taken out to be used on something else at some point? These washer dryers, we're not too sure whether they were used up to like 2 weeks ago or whether they've been sat around for 20 years. So, why has this been taken out? It does look all wired in quite well. Mostly. So we'll put a fuse in and see what happens. So if it plugged in, it actually starts up straight away because it was still on. get a walk-in washing machine. There's actually nothing in it. Definitely works. So it's not, it hasn't got an interlock on it. I'd have to find a water level of the feet if I was properly using it. It will be used at some point. We're going to get the hot in and then we can actually run an actual wash with it. I've tripped it. It's nice to know that it works. And the timer is working as well. Right. We'll leave her off. So we're going to put these away for now and then we're going to get the Maytag washer out at some point. Once we got hot in. This is pretty cool. Ah, so light up. Ooh, a drum light. That's very nice. So, put this in. Wow. It's very, it's actually very, you know, on with it. You know, it kind of, night wash actually spins by looks of things. Oh no, it goes up to 1600 RPM. What? Anyway, you can't actually see it by camera, but it is actually just starting to yellow a little bit. I noticed it as soon as I picked it up, which is quite odd. Let's see if it works then. So I'm just going to put it onto drum clean, which is a now a 10. And if you put it on night wash, it's a now a 10. And if you put it on duvet, it's now a... No, it's not actually. Ooh, duvet actually goes up to 60. This is interesting. And it has a 50 program. Ooh, I like this. I can't wait. So it looks like we got blood, which then takes us to 3 hours 55. Wine, grass, stains. I don't know. Right, 40 is longer than 60. I think the blood one has a soak. Although P-Wash doesn't do anything. Nor does Aqua Plus. Reduce creasing takes off a few minutes. Yeah, this would be quite nice to see then in action. Oh, also, since we've got stains, we can kind of compare it to the first ASRs, which was on the... I've got my Siemens Black, which is still up at the garage at the minute. This should work. It's sold fully working. You can change the temperature. You can have it at 90, or you can have 80. I'm gonna let it do its thing, and I'll catch up with you later on. Oh, by the way, it does take like an hour 10. I've ran the Series 4 version before. Yep, seated up fine. So one thing I kind of like learned as well, when this fills up on the drum clean, it fills up through every single compartment. There is something loose in the bottom of this. It's rolling around. I don't know what it is. Not bothered really. What's baffling as well is how Bosch have engineered this. By the way, the water's from disconnecting that. Not this. Bosch have engineered, like, so that's the original mains in, but they put it down there for some reason. They've also moved the suppressor too, by looks of things, to somewhere inside. Bit different. Alright, leave that going. Yeah, definitely like 90. For a second I thought this was leaking, but as it turns out, there's that much steam that's coming from the boil wash that it's kind of just condensed everywhere and just been dripping down. Let's take a look at this then. It's a Beko EcoCare WMA 1614W. They also did a silver version of this. I have actually seen quite a few of these lately. They're knocking on for like 20 years. So, like, there isn't that. Well, I wanted to say there isn't that many around. There's quite a startling amount around actually, but. This is the first one that kind of appeared. Ooh, that's full of water still. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Ooh, that stinks as well. So, what I'm going to do... we'll just put it onto... turn the drum. It sounds fine. It's a bit bouncy, I think. So, you probably needed some suspension. Does sound fine. So, it was sold to me as fully working, but I do take it with a pinch of salt. I'll just quickly put it on to B while we're... I don't know. What's that? B? On? I don't know whether these are on or off. Got the plug. I think they're off, so I'll keep them off. drain's working, it's fine. Looks to be pretty much the same timer really as the other Eco Care I've had. Not the 1200 though. Same options. Gee, as soon as that turns then. That's a Bosch. It's a Bosch sound anyway. Maybe he's got a Bosch motor. But see, the drum is, well, it is Beko's, but it was kind of based on the Bosch. It's a bit dirty. Ugh. Just gonna let it do a very short spin while I get some towels. We'll put some detergent in, we'll put it on 2 and let it do its thing. So I tried pouring the powder in and it kind of went everywhere. So we've got these very dirty towels, just 2. The machine stinks, they stink. Put it on program 2. Hot wash. Should be about, what, 2.5 hours? Might not fill water. Oh, it has. Right, let's try and fill the hot. Can't. Just give me a second. Right, so what I've done is I filled it up with that, but it only fills up to so much. There's only advances after it's reached a certain level, and it switches back to cold again. Right, let it do its thing, carry on. Take about, I think it's about 17 minutes or something like that for it advances to heat. It might be less than that. Then we'll see what happens then. So, all this is cold at the minute. So. Right. Carry on. Right, so it's hit to about 40, we're still heating. But at least we're heating. Proper baking up now. What's the state of that? Not there. Try on the first spin. I thought the suspension would be bouncy on this, but it isn't. In fact, it spun first time, pretty much. I think. let's take a look at this. Picked it off of the street a couple of weeks ago. It's a Beko WM84125. Yeah, there's too many models about. It looked like it died mid-wash because it was still full of water. Took the filter out before putting it in my car. It looks pretty fine. Oh, there's actually a clump on the actual pump here. Right, I've not even plugged it in yet, and that might be the reason. That's £2. Ooh, I'm rich. Put the filter back on for a second, but before I do anything else, because I turn the drum by hand, motor sounds fine. Door seal's a bit. Actually, no, actually that's rubbing off. Let's give this a rub before I plumb it in properly. There's a problem. And it's a bit of a weird one. I'm going to show you. Now, whether they just do it as a test bed, test run, don't know. Let's. So I'll run it on spin only first. Well, the problem is, yeah, that's the pipe. There isn't one. It looks like this one is made of two pipes. So you have a pipe inside that goes to this spigot, and then the pipe the other side goes to your drain. Which is a really, really good idea, because if you were to damage it, it's very easy just to clip one on. But I'll have to go and find one somewhere before you do a wash. Anyway, let's plug it in then. And it turns on straight away. This is good. Okay, we'll start then. Let's try to lock. It's locked straight away. What is that? Bit of... Couldn't tell if it's just a piece of cloth. I'll leave that going for a second. Spinning fine anyway. Let's see if this actually works then. It helps when the water's attached to it. Try again. No, I've put a. I've got a Zanussi hose there. So, we'll go on. Well, we're 20 minutes in. Oops. Oh, we'll set that down there. At full 90. Look, it drains. Fine. I've actually got no water attached to it in a minute. It actually did a cool down without water. So it will fill up as cool down as normal, but if there's no water to add, it will just kind of carry on eventually. Did notice it did carry on for about 5 minutes without the water, so. Right, let's see how it gets on this rinse. Shall we? Have a quick look, quick nosy. Now we've got 2 towels in now. Should be okay during the wash. Let's see how high it gets. Looks like it has a... It still uses a sensor for the rinses. It failed just for ages and gave up. A bit of plumbing in. We've still got... I need some tightening to do still. This end one looks fine. I think the end one's... Oh no, it's got a little drip. All these need like a little tightening up. Done the main one was actually... This was the main join here, and that was leaking the most. We can leave the rest for now. For a few moments. Yeah, this does the distribution tumbles type. Yeah, it's spinning. It actually spin alright. Right, I've just got this in. It's a Hotpoint WML 730, given to me from a colleague at work. She's had it for about... Okay, so a little bit trivia. There's a video on my YouTube channel from about 13 years ago. It was quite basic after it started. Hotpoint WF540 with broken bearings. That was her machine. So it was replaced with this. And she's had it ever since. The motor brushes have been changed. I think about last year or year before. The only thing is though, that even with them changed, it sounds okay, but it doesn't sound, I don't know, iffy ropey. Anyway, we'll try and plug this in and get it going. Now, it does work, it doesn't work. I don't know why. It keeps... temporarily it stops sometimes mid-cycle. I think flashing its lights, obviously it means it's got an error code of some sort, but we don't know what it is. And there's other times it'll just completely cycle fine. So let's see what's going on. That loud before. Unlocked straight away. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Wow, I might need a new pump. Beko's great. And all because of a piece of fat cloth that was in there. Wow. Yeah, so that might be probably what's causing it. I put some water in. It might shut the pump up a little bit. Let's just double check. So we'll put some water in. Probably change the pump. It's a bit ropey, that pump. Let's have to check it out. But I'll run a boil wash first with some towels, see what happens. Should be okay, but you never know what happens. And we're going to put some of the finest powder money can buy. Yeah. Well, it was finest. £4.80. Yay. About 5p a watt, 6p a watt shop makes it. Or about 6-7p. Cool, so I'm going to put some of that in. Put it on, I'm going to put on 5. I'll let it do its thing. Yeah, we'll let it do its thing. Let it fill up, let it wash. So it doesn't need anything else doing to it. Shouldn't need to. I think it's that pump, and but now it's at that point where it's like rattly. Maybe it's if it comes out ever so slightly, it just doesn't get magnetised anymore and stops working. So I reckon that's probably what's causing these issues. So, leave it to wash though. I can obviously intervene and I can keep pressing start and pause and do it again if it does start doing it. That belch is pretty stretched actually. So we'll look into a belt replacement, pump replacement. Although the suspension looks pretty... Look, there's no play in the suspension belts thing, so we should be okay with suspension. Drum's fine. They live in a pretty much soft water area, but they get horrendous mould because of it. that looks pretty okay, but I'm pretty sure if I take that out, it will be black at the top. So it is heating at the minute. Obviously, I'm going to hit... No, this might hit 60. I don't know which series this is. I think this is the early one, so it'll hit 60. It has actually hit 60 fine, so this is the... it has actually been off quite a while now. So, this is the late one. This isn't even level properly, and look at it, it's actually stable. Not really enough. Oh, there's also no proper instant rattle. There's a bit of rattle, but that's because it's not stable. Second rinse, last rinse. Fabric softener. Obviously no fabric softener actually in this. Belt's shut up now, so belt's fine. Pump's been fine and draining out fine, but if actually that's what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause it. Because we know it works. And put it on B. Then let that spin. Let's take a look at this then. I got this off the street, so I have no idea what was wrong with it. I plugged it in. It's got a fitted plug to it. It's got a what's the opposite to a fitted plug? Anyway, one of them. So it's been fitted. You turn it on. And nothing happens. But the drum light is working. So there is power to the unit. But that board just doesn't work at all. Okay. So do we need a new board then? Or is it just a loose wire or something inside? Don't know. We'll have a look. But not too bothered because people might... This is a DRCS68W. I've got another one. If anyone remembers from years ago, I had another one of these, and it needed a belt and a felt bearing at the front, if I remember. So that's around there. So I'm just gonna, I'll just make this a good one, because turning the drum by hand, it sounds like everything is absolutely spot on. The condenser looks actually very clean. I opened the back up, it looks very clean actually inside. Even inside there's hardly any fluff build-up, which might suggest that it's either been serviced, which might be a weird thing, or it's just not been used. So we've got a Miele Professional WS 5425. There were other models of this. Now, I think there was a 24. So the 24 you get cottons 95 and 60 with, and then you get synthetics or minimum iron 95 and 40, delicates 30, woolens 30, quick wash and all that. Then you got this one, and then you got the one up it, which is then you get 95, 80, 75, 60, 50, 40, 30 or something like that. But this is just programmed to that. Well, that might fascinate me a bit. I wonder if I can like go into this somewhere and then change it. Right. This was bought fully working. It does have a lid, but it doesn't have a proper lid. It just has like a weird cover that looks like it's from a Bosch, but it's not. So this does work. This is sold working. Ooh, that's even more positive than the original. There's a bit of mold growing from lack of use, and there's a brush motor on this, and a sticker. Okay, so I've actually had this for longer than like we think. Basically, this was bought, I think, like it was bought last year. And then it's been sat in the garage. I bought it for 50 quid. It's been sat in the garage ever since. It's sold in working order, except that lid, which doesn't exist. It looks like the drill stop doesn't work either. Great. I'm going to just empty the filter because the filter's never been emptied. Alright, a couple of weird notes. I've emptied the filter. There was just that in it. The door seal had a penny and this broken button, and the door seal also had this stuck to the top of it. We've got filth there. That's not rust, but then it becomes rust here because it's on the main body. How bizarre is that? We've got a pat test stick here, but last test date 11/13, so nearly 8 years ago. We're all hooked up to the water, so let's see how we do. So I'm going to select 95. Oh, actually, I'm going to select 95 synthetics, because obviously it'll spin slightly slower. I'll add a little bit of detergent and then we'll let it do its thing. Apparently it's going to take 20 minutes to do a synthetic cycle at 95. Doubt it. Oh no, sorry. There's some more clever. 20 degrees at the minute. So, I think, because this is quite clever, so this just gets to temperature first, then counts down. Obviously the hot and cold fill. It's all a bit designed. It's actually designed to be fail-safe, so even if you remove the drawer, the very front is actually here. That's where it enters the drum. So even if you remove this and let it fill with water, it won't leak anywhere. So apparently 25 degrees. I think this goes up in 5-degree steps. About 60. But you've got to it's already getting hot. Anyway, let's take a look at this then. So it's a Yeah, up here. So, how cool is this? It's a Zanussi TD4112W. I sold a Trixie Bendix TM220 and got this back. So basically, they got exactly the same dryer. They wanted something reliable. Yeah, that'll do. The belt snapped, of course. The paddles are quite... What's that there? Oh, actually. Bit of plastic there. I'm going to take the... When I do it, I'm going to take the drum paddles out and redo them. Because they'll be full of whatever on the underside. Anyway, let's make sure this heats and the time works. So, I should plug in and start straight away. Ready? So it heats and the fan works. Let's see. And the fan's completely fine too. So I'll just leave it on 20 minutes. See what we can get. Ugh. Motor's working fine. Let's use it now. Do you know what? These are really powerful. Cool. Well, they're not running. Alright, first spin after the wash. Done 2 bursts already. But this pump is loud. So I'm gonna be honest, it kind of messes about there. So, I'll see what I can do about the pump. And it's done. Awesome. Right, so after opening this up, we find it's pretty much clean in here. Completely. Except, one odd thing is, this suppressor. Somebody has, I don't know, wired in this suppressor. For whatever reason. That might have caused a problem. Meanwhile, over here, we've got this other Beko DRCS68W as well. Everything works, apart from obviously it needed a belt. The belt's never gone back on. Oh, and the thingy. Anyway. this is in a lot worse condition, so we're gonna take that off. Take the suppressor off as well, since we now need it. I don't know why the wires have been taken off. That's a bit of a weird one. It was fully working, so I've done it myself, but why have I done it? And we're gonna take off the main live and neutral wire as well that goes to the on off button, as well as the main board, and then I'm going to run it as a daily driver, hopefully for a little while. Let's see if so I think that dryer has been fixed recently when that suppressor blew, or in that way, and hoovered out. But it looked like it didn't do much good for the board for whatever reason. So let's change everything. And it is the board that's gone because there's the light which comes on when you switch on the power. One wire goes down to the door switch to say when it's open, and the other goes to somewhere else. Anyway, we'll take everything off and get things swapped over. Right, it's actually switched on. Twenty minutes. Ah, that's very clever. If you take that out, it's ready. Ready. So I can't take the condenser out to make sure it's getting hot. But it is actually getting hot. So it is now working. It's good. I'll put some clothes in after to see if the sensor drying works. Right, I've put some washing in. Put half a load from that Beko into here. Put it into where? See if it dries. They're all nicely dried. So the sensor drying works. About things. That also being said, let's hope it's not over drying where it's right. This ran fine. My camera's really playing up because it's got a right dodgy battery on it. Connection. I say connection, it's just a connection. If I touch the battery, it just goes off. Right. Could do with jetting that actually. But other than that, this is fully worked. It's all fully dried, which is good. That also being said, like, we need to make sure that it's not over drying. So these have like a cutout, so if it starts drying too long, it will cut out after about, depending on what program. Even depends on what program you selected. So let's say if you select delicates, it only runs for like 90 minutes or 2 hours. If you select synthetics, 2 hours. Cottons like 3.5 hours max. let's say ready to wear and be 3, ready to wear be 3.5, extra dry be 4. It cuts out after that, so we're looking pretty good here. Right, well done. That's nearly my childhood washer. So we've got close as. It's a 9924. Looks like I've only got the drying dial, which was on the wash dial when I bought it. So I have no idea where we're up to. I presume we're in a stop position somewhere. I put just hot on, so we know where we're up to rinsing or washing, because it only ever fills through the hot. Oh, and I can't even pull it out either. I've got to pull it out manually. Yeah. Great. Wait. So we've got the hot on. So that must mean it's on a cold. Of some sort. Oh, while we're at it as well, I emptied the filter and I got all this out of it. Bra wire, hair clips, other things. So I think, judging by it, this is cotton 95. Door handle's quite broke. That is probably broke when I was trying to get out of the house. Whoa, that's powerful. It should kick in a minute. I think it gets about here-ish, and it'll kick in. Hopefully. And it'll test if the heat works as well, because we're putting pure cold. I've not hit a cliff yet, so. There's a click. We'll sit that on so we know where we're up to. Oh. It's already heating, actually. I think. It'll probably advance and then obviously it will stop because it has got static heat until about 35, 40. No, 40 it is. Okay, we'll leave that going. That's had no detergent whatsoever. Well, there was detergent in the drawer, like bits of it. My powerful water obviously just taking it all in. Also, when it came, that was there. Now, either something's wrong, or that has just not been put in the right place. Because theoretically, if you have the WM series, like 60 odd, something like that, 60 series, it's these two are reversed. So we're about 30 at the minute. Quite a way through now. I don't touch it because it really is boiling hot. Right, it's finished. Let's see if the dryer works. So this should be on 0 because I turned it back to 0. It wasn't 40 when I got it. Dryer fan's knackered. So everything works. Just need a wash dial, a door handle, which I actually have. I can nick or something else. And a dryer motor, which it's the same one from all WDs from this range. I think I have a spare because I scrapped about 2 or 3 in the past. How many have I scrapped? 2. So I should have a spare. I'll stick that on. Cool. Alright, next. Right, let's test this Maytag Asco made dryer. So this matches the ISE, but is like a later version of the other Maytag. So yeah, anyway, it's a 7 kilo dryer, also known as 5 if you had the older Maytag one, or 6, or 7, or even an 8. This was bought from a not refurbisher, just a guy who sells washers and dryers. Like, but he's not a refurbisher. Or fixes them, or knows anything about them. You sure you should be selling washers and dryers? Anyway, this for me is actually quite a lovely piece of kit. Actually, it's very well designed to be repaired easily, really easily. Let me just take an example. Now, we've got the cover there for the bottom. So this goes on and it covers the how does this work again? This is just a flap. I'm sure it's just a flap. That's it. That's a flap. Then your condenser just comes out. And then this t-shirt comes out. Yeah. No, that t-shirt was just put in just so it could absorb the water that had come out. Oh, hopefully it's all gone. Yeah, pretty much. So hopefully everything's dry. It won't trip the electric the moment I switch it on. But you've got your... there's an airflow duct there. This is your main fan cover. So if you take it off, you can service it. Yeah, that's actually quite cool. And then the other cool thing is at the back. Yeah, that's the main bolt for the rear bearing. It's right there. How cool is that? Don't even take it apart. So, switches on. Now, air fluff 60 minute, 1 hour. Looks like you got a 2 hour anti-crease, and then obviously you got time delay. Then we've got air fluff 60 minute, time dry 60 minute, and then auto extra dry, auto normal dry, auto iron dry. What's the difference between auto dry and normal? Auto normal dry. Then you've got obviously low temperature to dry synthetics with. So we'll set it to auto dry. Then we will load this up with some towels. The filter's here. It's quite cool actually. Yeah. So to open it, you pull that, and that flicks out. And then this has a dual fluff filter by the looks of things. Not entirely... oh yeah, it does actually. One there and one there. So it looks like the back one won't fill as fast. And that all goes down there. We've got a stainless steel tub. Oh, there is a drum light, but it's not on in a minute. So it looks like if you open the door, the lights go out, but the main light should come on. Take it, the bulb's probably gone then. I'll have to have a look at that at some point. It's kind of like at the side actually, so that's a weird one. Yeah, it's actually like recessed here, so like if you got like buttons, it won't smash it. Sounds fine. When I picked up the dryer, it was already hot. It's like it was already been on. Let that run now. See how we get on. See if the sensors are alright. Right, so it runs for a bit, no time, and its sensors are load, and the brought up an hour 10. Well, I have noticed it isn't going down in minutes, but just in 5s. Definitely heating now. So let's see if it dries and senses correctly. Alright, let's take a look at this then. It's the... So I've managed to put a plug on this. So managed. Bit of a concern somewhere. The copper wiring for the neutral and the earth looks slightly burnt. Whereas the live was fine. This time we've got... What is... Wait, hang on, I didn't put this in, did I? That's the stop end for the filter. Right down there. This is horrific line scale. Apart from where that's been sat. In fact, these holes are so clogged. I'm surprised that it's actually drained anything. Not too bothered about that. So what we're going to do is, when this was bought, oh look, the door seal is completely wrecked. So my intention was to make one good one out of, well, this. So, you know, my intention was to make one good one. The board on that, I don't know what happened, but it seemed to make it mess up. So, and then I couldn't get the door unlocked, ever. Because the door was locked, and every time I switched it on, it wouldn't unlock the door. This one switches on. Gigabit says 5 minutes? How weird. Oh, we can have 40 as well. That's quite odd. Quick watch goes to 40 there. So this is like the old programming like I had on my to be fair, it's got the same drum, the diamond drum I had. So it's probably the same age as well. Interestingly, the signal button doesn't work. In fact, you can actually tell. That's a click. That's nothing. But this isn't even in properly, look. It's like it's been taken off and then never put on properly. Towels, ooh, that's alright. That goes up to 60. Automatically. Those spin 800. And only a maximum of 800? Weird. No, thank you. Quite flexible then. And you got sanitized, which looks like it's cotton 95 really. Probably. No, actually. That's the standard cycle. Okay, rinse and spin. Can't turn it off? Hang on, let me try this. There we go. I've got it. Pump's working fine. So let's see if this runs the cycle perfectly fine. If it runs the spin cycle fine, then I'll put the board on here and then try, see if it works. See if it gets its top spin. It might not be the bearings actually, it might be the spider. Look at that! Full whack. Oh, the anything left on that spider. Look at it! That is absolutely beautiful. That It's so cool! Well, this is how fast the Samsung Spider will disintegrate. It will disintegrate once it starts going. It can disintegrate very fast. No, it's at the end. That's actually fluff. Thanks. At the end. That's pretty cool. Ooh. Wow, that's 10 times worse. But it unlocks. Do you know what? It's very daft, but you know how this has a different system to balancing the load? It's like that's broken instead. Wow. Anyway, let's try and fix this then. General update on the Maytag. It's been driving for like 2 hours now. It counts down to 3 minutes, but it didn't really go into cooldown or anything like that. It's still on 3 minutes. Anyway, Samsung. Right. Oh, better plug it in first. That helps. So, I've swapped the board over, so hopefully the lock problem will fix itself. Hopefully, ready. Have to power straight to the unit, so that's a good sign. To turn on. Oh, and it's unlocked straight away. Yay! Oh, and the drum light worked. Oh, I didn't realise that. The front's missing a lot of screws under here. Like, literally all these screws. And I can't even use these screws because, well, yeah. Alright, so spin. Signal still doesn't work, but leave it to do its thing. Right, see how much a spider's going to come out of this. Spider isn't snap though. They're just broken on the left. Since the spiders on all Samsungs were terribly rubbish. Machine isn't even level, so it actually vibrates. I just need to find some screws to stick into that bit there, and then I'm just gonna, before I try and start running this again, I'm gonna take this inlet lot off and put that on, because it fell through the pre-wash because it did like a rinse, and then it didn't feel through the main wash, or basically one of the valves isn't working, and then it totally went wrong altogether. This is hot, but like these are still not dry, and these are incredibly hot. Look, very, very hot indeed. Let's see. The condenser is working, I suppose. That's the two lights, two fans. What if this fan's broke? So there's definitely cold air. The air coming through, I'd say here is very powerful. I'm not too sure. Why is this like this? Air condenser is working fine. funny. Okay. Oh wow, that's interesting. Look at that. They've even thrown all the bits up here. Right, then let's sort something out. I think we found our problem. Took this off to service it, and yeah, that's the fan. So I'll take the actual fan, the thing off, and because we want to get underneath it as well. Right, let's try again then. So we'll stick these in. That doesn't sound as grumbly anymore either. Right, well, it's sense first. Take about 5 minutes and then we'll go from there. Right, so let's fit the belt to this. We've already seen it before in another testing video. Strut suspended, it's TM310, it's fully working. Now I just need to change the belt. Yep, it's running absolutely really well now. Got 35, well, it just had 40 minutes before, now I'm down to 35. This counts down in 5 minutes still doing it. But let's say now that it's roughly 17:43, so it should be done about 6:30 at latest. Well, it's now 7:20 and it's finished, but don't worry, this actually finished an hour and 15 ago. Which means, actually, just to stop, it said 40 odd minutes, and it took even less than that. And just by, yep, they are perfectly dried. So this is now fully working. On for the collection. Brilliant. No water in there yet, though. Cool. Right, let's see if this works. It switches on. That's the first thing. It was set to drain, spin and drain when I picked it up. I emptied the filter, there was hardly any water in it whatsoever. Bit of an odd one. Also, the actual filter was also clean, so it's probably been either used well or, you know, whatever. One thing I have found is that this door seal isn't on properly at all. Sort of. Well, whoever put the band on didn't put it on right. Still, it seals it. Does it work? Let's see if it spins and drains first, I suppose. I'd say that works. I can't wait for it to cancel. Ugh. I'll get these towels. I'll put 2 or shall I put 3? I'm not putting any detergent in. This is a weird thing to do, but if put it on this and cotton 90, any remaining detergent should just get thrown off. It's like cotton 90 is like that. I suppose we'll do daily quick then. 90. Oh, it's baby and told us. What am I doing there? So anyway, doing up a half load of towels as well, because let's say that the brushes are worn down. There might be enough there to like power it with nothing in, but the moment you start adding water and towels, it's gonna want more power. Okay, sounding fine in a minute. Now on to heat. I can hear a very slight faint stretch of the belt, but you never know, that might be just because I've just put this in on that, so might be the belt settling. If it continues, then use another belt. Right. I'll put pump on that, and then we'll have a quick look at that, and then, oh no, I'll go and get the other Beko in, then I'll do the pump on that, and then we'll have a look. One silver Beko onto another. I actually bought this one, but with apparently it's leaking from the drum slightly. Though there's no giveaway at all that it actually is. This is boiling. Again, I took the filter out when I picked it up, and it too, just like the other one. Okay, it's a little bit more dirtier, but even so, there isn't that much in it, look. So that's good. Drum sounds fine. Yeah. Again, also a 6 kilo and 1400 spin as well. Well, really, there's a hole here. It looks like this might have been in a garage, like it's been drilling on top and then accidentally gone through. Anyway, what's really nice is this was outside, but they've nicely tied up everything. Hold on, where's the end of the wire? Where's that? Got the plug. Quick check of the spin. Indeed, it looks like there might be a leak. I think there's also like water coming from the back of the machine where we've plumbed it in. Oh, who knows? I don't know this. I'd have to like get rid of all the water first and try again. Ooh, that's already right. We've been on coming to about 15 minutes. We're already about 40 or 50. Both at boiling point now. Right, working fine now. Yeah, both these Bekos are now actually finished. And I was expecting like some water around here, and to be honest, everything's dried up, look. Even the water from like, say, over here. Right, this is where the water attached to the main line, and there's no dripping. I can see. So that water coming from the hell? I just leaned over here and it's like, where's that water come from? There's water on me now. Don't know why. The water from the drawer supposedly leaking. There isn't any. And as for this, well, we didn't even know what the problem was in the first place, and we still don't know what the problem is now. Everything's working. This is daily quick that we're talking about. You know, this uses the most water on both the cycles and hits the top better. There's nothing wrong with these. Neither of them. Score. Let's see if this works then. It's a Hotpoint 9320. Now this should work. I bought it, so, and it was actually hot still when I picked it up. The chap that was selling it and moving out to a smaller place, and to be honest, didn't really use as much. Actually, you can't tell. There's no fluff on the fan. So, it's got its original plug. And then, and the hose. And in all honesty, this does is in nearly almost immaculate condition, apart from this on top. Then I noticed like this top one is cracked here. That's fine, and there's ever such a tiny crack there. The door does work fine, but just like my 9 washer dryer, it feels like this is something's going on here. So when you initially press it, it doesn't do anything. So you have to kind of push down like that and then do it. Anyway, yeah, that's the filter. So let's have a look at the filter then. Let's see how much of a good condition or bad condition this is in. It's obviously never been emptied, which is quite surprising then, how there's not just a massive build-up of fluff everywhere. So, right inside the machine, there might be, actually, but that also being said, if it's hardly been used, it might have also gone away. So it looks like the filter has a rip. This filter is quite fragile, actually. So still, let's take a look. Actually, this door glass bowl has specks of paint on the inside, so presumably the dry door was probably open at the time. the first reversing one I've had, to be honest. It's a bit thundery, funky, however you want to call it. Well, we gotta go in and see what happens. Timer's definitely working. It's definitely hot. And these are definitely dry. Anyway, let's test these two. The back for the Bosch is here, so it'll be a bit loud. The rubbish one screw design means every time it, so let's say, if I've got this in a trolley and I go down a step, it will knock it off. These two, both of these, were from my old house share. That was just left behind completely. I bought that for 20 quid. And the softener wasn't dispensing. Clogged up softener, great. No biggie. It wasn't mouldy before. When we received it, it wasn't mouldy. But it did have this smell that wouldn't really go away. But it is mouldy now. That also being said, I think it's more down to the fact that actually it wasn't used for about 3 months. And it's been stood in the kitchen. This was in use up until the very end, but very rarely used. They bought it used, and we had it for 18 months. There is mould, but this might just wipe off because there was no mould when it first came. I remember, but all they used were pods, and that was it. Everyone that used it, there was 3 of them, 4 of them, and they all used pods. So it turns on. Now I'm really interested in looking at this because this is the same as these two were produced at the same time, but it uses the 7 kilo drum out for progress. Obviously rebranded as an 8 kilo later on, but that means it's still very well built, unlike those two. There'll also be a wash for waste with those two as well. This should work fine and fully. Hold on, let me just put it in service mode. Alright, let's take a look at this while that's filling up. So I'll just clear this out, which won't help. Actually, I can't remember if I don't think I did. Only to the filter. So there's not much in it. I'm gonna stick at 90. This should fully work. Heat and jet, but there is no jet on it. Last code was E82. I'll wait for the door to open. I'm going to wipe it down and put it on the... yeah. Let's see if this actually works. So, bought this for myself for the collection. It's a Hotpoint Qualtis AQ113DA697S. It's the last Qualtis before it was discontinued. It had a lock error, and somehow it managed to lock itself out. So the door was locked, the door lock was locked, but the machine was not actually locked. Appears to be working fine, so... So all I did was push the lock back out and reattach it. You may have seen this before. It's been on a spin before to make sure it was working, and it worked. But it's never actually been plumbed in, ever. So this is the first time it's been plumbed in and set on the wash. So let's see what happens. They're both attached to an extension lead, both the Bosch and this. So hopefully it'll be okay. That's one thing I've never understood with Hotpoints in the sits. It does that drain, right? But some do it like a fill, then drain. Then some will fill. Wow, this is long-winded. Obviously, the Bosch has now been on for a while. Ooh, it's actually quite hot. This noose has been on for 20 minutes, so but it has started heating. And the quality's been on for 4. That's on rinse. That appears to have. Oh, wait. Oh. I wonder why it stopped. That's a wonder why all water had gone. It's still on 2 hours 4, but obviously the counter on that actually ticks down, doesn't tick down like when it resenses the load, so. Nearly done. Stuck on some final rinse. That's still here, really. Love it. Now I just need to work out how to get this off. Because this is more likely to be glued in.